Hey everybody, welcome to Motivational Monday. And I'm actually recording this Motivational Monday because my sister is here. She is coming in on Thursday, which is today, the day I'm making this video, and I'm going to upload this so you all will be watching this on Monday and she will already be here. I will try to record something or go live with her while she's here because I'm sure we'll be up to plenty of shenanigans that we can make a video about. But as you can see here in my office, I still have boxes back here. So I'm going to be moving May the 15th. So that's kind of where I'm at with the move. And let's just get started with this makeup today. All right. I'm not particularly one way or the other this week inspired by anything other than God is always on the throne, even when things don't go well. And I had a situation yesterday with the former insurance company that I used to work for. And for those of you who don't know, I was an insurance agent for over 20 years in the Oak Ridge area of Tennessee. It's a town, if you're not familiar with Tennessee, it's a little town that's on the other side of Knoxville. And our agency was there. Mine and my late husband's was there for many, many years, and I was an agent there. I didn't particularly love that business, but after my husband died, I continued the agency for several years after he passed away, simply because I didn't want to go out and start something new. Well, I made an entire video, if you want to watch it, about what happened and why I decided to and what happened with that company. So I'm not going to go into all that again here, but suffice it to say, I have not been a representative of that company since 2020, since the pandemic. I no longer have any of my personal lines insurance with them. I have it with another company, but I do still, about 4 or 5 times a year, get a small check from them for commissions earned on some things when I was an agent. Well, I had been having some trouble with getting them to change my address and to change it from making it out to the agency to making the check out to me, because my bank finally was like, we just can't cash these checks. They're made out to the agency instead of you, and we've been doing it, for 3 years, but they need to, change that to just making it out to an individual, because you no longer have your agency account open. Because I closed my business account when I closed the business. I had no need for it. Well, long story short, which is probably too late for that, I like to never got them to change my address. I had to contact them 3 times to change my address. And that was a bit of a nightmare. Not only that, when I contacted them, it was in February, around the middle of February, when I contacted them to ask them to recut the check for me. It took them, I'm not kidding, it took them 3 weeks to change my address. 3 weeks. And I didn't hear back from them about the check for over a month. And the only reason I heard back from them then was because I messaged them twice until I finally got an answer. And they said, yes, we're gonna do that. We're gonna recut the check and we're gonna send it to you and everything will be fine. I said, great. Well, I got the check in the mail yesterday. When I opened the checks, I was like, this is still not right. One of the checks was still, there was 2 of them, because I guess I had earned another commission check and they just, put it all together. One of the checks was still made out to the agency. The other one was made out correctly, but both of them, I know that the printer that printed the checks was probably just about out of ink, and you couldn't read the Mickering number across the bottom of the check. So therefore, the bank wouldn't cash it. Again, So, needless to say, I was really angry. And so I had to call them, and I think I got it all squared away this time. We'll see. The girl was very nice and helpful. I did not lose my temper. But the moral of the story is, and what I wanted to tell you all about this is, every day in our lives, we have an opportunity to get angry about something. And I have to say, I was angry because there's a lot of feelings that are connected with that company from where I worked with them and the way that they treated me after my husband died. It was just, there's a lot there. And I didn't want to have to contact them for this because I knew this is what I was going to have to go through, because this is kind of the way they are. But the girl I talked to couldn't have been kinder, and hopefully this resolved the issue. The point I'm trying to make is, if we just let God take care of stuff for us and let Him help us to control our temper. Now, I was very good when I was with the girl on the phone. I didn't get mad. I didn't raise my voice or any of that stuff. But afterwards, when I was telling a friend about it, I was really, really upset because I was like, there is just really no excuse for this. This is the worst, customer service that I have ever seen, and it's horrible. Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying those things didn't need to be said, because they did. But I really was angry. In this world, there are going to be times when we do lose our temper, and when we do get angry. There are going to be those times for that we do that. But it's always good to know, no matter what happens, no matter what comes our way, no matter if we do lose our temper, God's got our backs. You know it. He has us. He has us in the palm of His hand. So no matter how mad my former company makes me, no matter what they do, no matter how they treat me, God has this, and He's going to take care of me, regardless if I get those 2 piddling checks or not, because we're not talking about a lot of money here. We're talking about less than $300, okay? So that's been a journey with that company, and I really thought that I wouldn't have to deal with anything difficult with them anymore. But I did, and God helped me with it, because I was really like, Lord, I don't need to get angry. Help me with this. Before I even made the phone call, I was like that. I was saying that to myself, Lord, please don't let me lose my temper. Help me with this. Because inside I was mad. But I'm so glad that we can go to God with any kind of problem that we've got, and He helps us. He sustains us. He walks us through it. And He doesn't get upset with us for being upset. He knows we're human. He knows that there are going to be times that we get upset. It's not like, that He doesn't understand. He does. Jesus knows us. He created us. The Lord God Almighty created us. He knows us. He knows our ins and outs. He knows how difficult it is to be human. So I guess the point of this is, even when we are in trying circumstances, I'm trying to find an eyeliner. That's what I'm looking for. I can't find the one I want. Even when we're in the midst of trying circumstances, God is still on the throne, and He still has us in the palm of His hand. So when those times come, and I'm telling you, ladies, the devil will, rest assured, the devil will make certain that those times will come. we can rest in the fact that Jesus Christ is with us, even in those difficult times. The Bible never tells us that we are not going to have difficulty. In fact, Jesus' own word says, in this world you will have tribulation. And there are going to be times when we are angry, stressed, hurt, physically, mentally, spiritually, all those things. There's going to be times when that happens to us. But take heart. He has overcome the world. He is bigger than our difficulties. He is bigger than our problems. He is bigger than our stress, our anxiety. He is bigger than that. So, that's all I'm saying this morning. Is yes, we can overcome in any circumstances. Do I like having to deal with something over an extended period of time? And not only once, but 2 or 3 times? I mean, you think when you send an email and you request a response that would be the end of it. But it wasn't. And even after phone calls, that still wasn't the end of it. I could not seem to get this problem resolved. And I don't know at this point if it's resolved now. I don't have a lot of faith in this company. But at this point, it doesn't matter, because I know God is taking care of me, and He's going to walk with me through this, regardless of what comes down the road. The Bible tells us that people, I think it's in the book of Proverbs, talks about there being a lion at the gate. There is a lion outside. And, back in the day, that really meant something to the ancient Hebrew, because that could mean destruction of life and property, family. That could really have done some damage. But if we rest in the Lord, we don't have to be afraid or disturbed by anything like that. Now, I can tell you folks, given my temperament, which is exuberant, extremely exuberant, sometimes that is difficult for me to keep that in mind, because, I am an excitable person. I always have been. That's on some level, that's just who I am. But I have to keep in mind that God is on the throne no matter what. And He's taking care of me no matter what happens. He never leaves us nor forsake us. The Lord our God is with us wherever we go. And we can count on that. I decided to go pink today, ladies. I decided to go real pink. I'm using a lot of discontinued colors today because I'm trying to go through some of my back stock. So that's why I'm using some of these colors. That's a discontinued lip liner, but we have one that's very similar. And this lipstick is just gorgeous. I wish we still had this. I love it. This was a limited edition that from a couple of years ago, and I ordered, I'm trying to think how many of those I ordered. They were gone right like that within 2 days. They were every one of them gone. And I went in and ordered them again, and the same thing. And then the third time, of course, they were out of stock. So, but I do wish we would continue with this color. But today I just want to tell you, if you have adversity come your way, and you have something that is continually just nagging at you, something that you cannot seem to get fixed, or you can't seem to get over that, don't lose heart, because the Lord, your God, is with you wherever you go. Make it personal. Say it to yourself. The Lord, my God, is with me wherever I go. Sometimes I do that. If I'm feeling a little bit anxious or disturbed, I'll say, don't worry, Elaine. The Lord, my God, is with me wherever I go and whatever I do. He doesn't leave me. He's here. He walks us even through the valley of the shadow of death. He's with us. Guys, I hope you all have a great week. May the Lord be with you. I love you guys. God bless you. Maranatha, folks. Bye-bye.